Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video where I have two of the new RMS blush shades. I'm going to be trying them on my cheeks and I'm also going to be sharing my swatch comparisons to the existing shades in my collection. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can probably tell, I am a big fan of RMS blushes. If you are not familiar with the formula, they are absolutely delightful. They previously released in 6 shades and will set you back £33 or $44, and they are described as a multi-dimensional nourishing powder blush featuring a sugar-derived wet powder technology combining a creamy texture with a long-lasting 3D finish and skin-loving ingredients to nourish and smooth. They are a very glowy, pretty, like highlighting blush. If you want a matte blush, these are not going to be for you. They're very glowy, luminous, goddessy without being super sparkly or adding texture to the skin, but they are a glowy little number. Some of my all-time favorites. They are just so pretty. The compacts are also refillable, which we love. This is Maiden's blush, one of my favorites, and they literally just push out and you can buy refills and save yourself some pounds, which we love. So they have brought out 3 new shades and I picked up 2 of them. Cœur Royal is the one that I skipped on. It's just not a shade that I would use very often, and it also looked a little more similar to the shades that I already own, so I skipped on that one. But the other 2 were right up my street and I felt like quite different to the existing shades that I had from the brand as well, so I jumped all over them. First we have Bohemian Girl, which to me is like a coral, peachy, pinky combo. Absolutely stunning. The embossing on these blushes, delightful. So here we have Bohemian Girl. I mean, the sheen is utterly stunning. Obsessed with it. It's glorious. And then we have Crystal Slipper, which is this gorgeous nude shade. Oh my goodness. These are just so pretty. Look at that. Okay, so here we have the 2 new shades. Once we've tried these on the cheek, I will show you the comparisons, but I was so happy. I thought this shade was going to be very similar to Maiden's blush, which I already own, and they're actually quite different. What I also like about these 2 new additions to the line is they actually are quite different to anything else they have. They also offer something lighter and less vibrant than what they already had in their collection. I think a lot of the blushes that I already own from RMS and across their range are really rich, intense shades that for some people might be a little scary to use. I feel like both of these new shades kind of offer a different amount of intensity and vibrancy and a much more kind of blush phobe friendly. So if you've been a little intimidated by the shades they have offered so far, or you have very fair skin and you feel like they're just too vibrant, too much, too rich, these are like some great options that are completely different to anything that I already have from the brand, which is fantastic. That's where we should be going if we're going to be extending shade ranges. They should offer us something new and different to what we already have. Okay, so I tried Crystal Slipper yesterday. I was so excited to do my makeup yesterday and just get this on my cheeks. So I'm going to use Bohemian Girl first because I haven't tried this one. I mean, so pretty. I'm going to use my Sonia G classic cheek brush from the Fundamentals set. I have some contour on. I used my Charlotte Tilbury Contour one today, but no highlighter or bronzer. I just wanted you to see the finish of these on the skin, because I feel like a lot of people are intimidated by like what you think the finish of these is going to be, that they're going to be very glittery and very sparkly, but actually on the cheek, buffed into the skin, it just gives you the most beautiful glow. And this is a really nice, subtle shade. You can really build these up as much or as little as you'd like. This brush applies a really nice soft wash, so you can just build it steadily without freaking out that you've gone too heavy-handed. It's just such a pretty shade, perfect for summer but very wearable at the same time. And that finish is glorious. It's just, you know, there's no need for highlighter. You've got all the glow you could possibly want just from the blush. Glorious. Oh, she's so pretty, so wearable, but you know, a nice sort of bright summery shade, but really wearable at the same time. Okay, so let's try Crystal Slipper, which I was literally beside myself to try yesterday. Get behind my ear hair. I absolutely thought this was going to be just exactly the same as Maiden's blush, but I'll show you the swatches later. They are actually quite different. Again, it just starts off barely there, just a hint. And you can just build as much as you'd like to suit your skin tone or your preference. But this for me is heaven, okay? This neutral, glowy blush is just what I'm constantly hunting for. You know, I spoke recently about how NARS discontinued Madly, and that was kind of like my go-to Victoria's Secret model date night blush, you know, when I want something very natural, very barely there, very neutral, but really glowy. I feel like it's just so hard to find, and RMS to the rescue. I think this is stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Here it is from the front. Bohemian Girl, Crystal Slipper. I mean, without question, Crystal Slipper is my favourite. And it's not just my favourite of these two. I think this is my favourite of all the RMS blushes that I own. It's just perfect. It's so nice and neutral and so glowy. Which is your favourite? Have you tried these blushes? Which do you prefer? Which is more like your type of blush? Do you like something really neutral, understated and natural? Or do you like a bit more of a colour, a bit more of a pop to your blush? Beside myself, they're so pretty. Okay, so let's do some swatches so that you can see, if you own any of these blushes, how these kind of compare and whether you have something similar or not. Let's get on with it. Okay, so first up, the new shades, Bohemian Girl and Crystal Slipper. I keep wanting to call this Diamond Slipper. Okay, and here is Maiden's blush, and this is Crystal Slipper. As you can see, definitely from like the same family, but the depth is quite a bit different. Maiden's blush a lot deeper. Okay, so there you have Maiden's blush, and as you can see, so much richer than Crystal Slipper, and also quite a bit rosier as well, I think. And then this is Mai Tai, which again, much peachier than Bohemian Girl. Now the other two I have are Sangria and Pomegranate Fizz. These aren't going to be similar, but I will swatch them just to show you the difference in how rich and deep these are. So we have Sangria and Pomegranate Fizz. So a lot more berry toned and quite a bit richer. So again, we have Bohemian Girl, Crystal Slipper, Maiden's Blush, Mai Tai, Sangria and Pomegranate Fizz. I mean, what stunning blushes, but I think these are like my two new favourites. So it goes without saying, I love this formula. It's been one of my favourite blush formulas since I first tried them, hence the reason I wanted to pick up two new shades despite already owning 4. These are like my two favourite shades. I feel like they're the wrong way around, okay? Wait, bear with. Let's actually hold them on the cheeks they correspond to not be confusing. But Bohemian Girl, it's just that fresh, pretty blush. It's very Victoria's Secret to me. Is that just me? But it's very girly, summery, fresh. And then I feel like this Crystal Slipper, I mean, I've been a huge fan of Maiden's blush for a long time as a neutral blush. This is just a bit easier going and a little more neutral. It doesn't lean as rosy as Maiden's Blush, and it's more buildable for my skin tone. I just think it's just the perfect neutral bombshell glowy blush that's just so understated. It's absolutely perfect, what I was hoping it was going to be like. I already knew I loved the formula, but these shades were like they were made for me. I absolutely adore them. They're glorious. Please let me know if you tried RMS blushes and how you feel about them. Do you love a glowy blush as much as me, or are you more of a matte cheeks kind of girl? Please let me know in the comment section if you plan to pick up any of these new shades. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.